Weapons was like me vomiting, which is, I think, a reference to he sat down and he typed. He was vomiting. He was grieving and he sat down and he wrote. He says, I was working on post-production on Barbarian when my best friend died very suddenly in a really awful accident. Again, doesn't say Trevor Moore, says my best friend, up to you to put that together. In an effort to deal with his grief, Cregger began a blitz of writing over about 2 weeks or so. I just started sentence 1, this is a true story. Half of my hometown, all of these kids bailed. You know, I'm writing this cold open and I don't know where the kids went. I'm just like, okay, let's go. Let's see if I can solve this. What happened? Who were they? What was left behind? What does it feel like? What it felt like, he eventually realized, was channeling a palpable sense of loss that allowed him to process what he was going through in the most outrageous ways possible. He says, look, like the rest of the world, I don't want to watch another horror movie about grief. That whole horror as a metaphor for grief is so fucking played out. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but I can't help myself. See, he doesn't want to talk about it. Also, not only is it maybe a sore subject or something he just doesn't want to talk about, but also he's tired of horror movies being about grief. He says, I don't care if anybody gets any of that when they watch it. I want them to have fun. If the story rips, none of that matters. But I wanted to do something honest, he continues, and I found that as I kept writing and the more I identified with all of the people I was writing about, the more this became something like an honest diary of my inner shit. It's funny, I was talking to Ari Aster about this and was like, I don't know about this personal stuff. And he said, the personal stuff is what makes this work. Don't be ashamed of it. Hearing him say that, it's now a part of the DNA of Weapons. The town is dealing with the loss, and so was I. It's the biggest direct hit I've ever taken. So you see, we know that it's about Trevor Moore. We know that it's about grief, but not in a way that you even need to know going in. Just like he doesn't outright say that the 7 hot dogs are a reference to a Whitest Kid You Know skit. In fact, I think someone even asked him before the movie came out, will there be any Whitest Kid You Know references in this movie? He said no. And then there obviously were. It's something he doesn't want to talk about. So we're not going to get him to sit down and be like, yes, I was a very sad boy because my best friend died. He doesn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. He expressed himself through the art in a way that he needed to do for himself, period.